ring of light, and it heals you automatically. So,
Yeah.
which is great because I hate taking solace with me. So.
Yeah.
But no, my main party is what I call staffs and shields, and it's me, Dorian, Blackwall, and Iron Bull.
The Iron Ball, he's great.
Well, or I call it Sass and Smash.
Smash.
Sass and Smash.
I'm trying to remember who I went through the game with. I think I was a Templar. I would use Cassandra because she was the romance interest, and then who he had a mage with. I think I had Solus the whole time, and Varric.
I love Varric
because I love Varric. He's a homie from the second game. I was like, I gotta go with Varric. So that was pretty much my main party the whole time. Varric, Solus, Cassandra, and me.
I assume we're discussing Dragon Age.
Inquisition, yeah.
The one time Adrian is busy.
Right.
Oh, for the audience, Adrian will be popping in late, so Corey is still, as last we checked, still walking around town. But everyone else is here, so without further ado, we shall recap. Last week, everyone tried the Pondering of the Orb and had a Trauma Llama visit.
Trauma.
I do believe the Trauma Llamas were generous in their gifts to all but Mogzio, who realized that maybe, just maybe, he won't touch the orb for the moment. Well, I mean, DFA was immune as well. But then again, we still don't know what does affect DFA.
It's a mystery.
Even she doesn't know.
The true campaign is finding out what actually will get to DFA. The party just hasn't figured that out.
We just need to figure out DFA's flavor of emotional damage.
Everyone's got one. We also got to have a good turn of events where the party learned that they were being given a house.
And we robbed ourselves.
We have a house.
We have a house.
That you robbed.
Yeah.
Dell still has no idea about that.
To Dell, it's just like, I was given a metal orb, and now I have house?
Orb is Dell's child.
Yeah. Hey, guys, does it look like somebody broke this window in like last night to you? I don't know, maybe that's just a little bit weird. We should replace this glass.
But no, it was a pretty overall calm and relaxing session last time. You guys got some emotional character development done, so that was good. And we left off with the party just being told that they were receiving the villa and that they wish to talk about it with the two head architects, Biggs and Wedge. They can go do so. But it would take about 2 weeks in-game to finish, so they can't move in just yet. And also, as of right now, Corey's walking around town. Dell, Mogzio, Elric, and I think DFA are talking, well, being informed. And I think Hyacinth was not downstairs yet.
Hyacinth came downstairs like at the very, very end.
Yeah, you came down at the very end. So you missed the like, hey, here's a house.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where we left off. This is where you guys get to decide what you want to do. Because essentially the town is now your oyster. I for one hate oysters.
Yeah, same, honestly. Clams and scallops.
It's unfortunate that you put us on a seaside town.
I did.
You hate oysters.
It's the smell of low tide.
That's fine.
Yes. What do you guys wish to do?
I hit the back button and wait 2 weeks.
That requires all the party to agree to this back button pushing and bribing the DM with a free copy of Elden Ring.
I play on PC, so it's T for me. T.
Still, that requires a free copy of Elden Ring and the whole party to agree to this. And give me about 20 minutes to re-script my entire plans for tonight.
I see your free copy of Elden Ring, and instead I offer you
You already gave me Horizon Zero Dawn. We're not getting into this.
No, hear me out.
Oh god.
DFA won't lick anything for at least 2 more sessions.
You know what? I kind of want to see what she goes to lick if I say no. And I'm aware that saying that while alive will be the doom of me.
Clippers.
Because I'm curious of what things DFA can find and be like, no, what does this taste like?
Quite a number of things.
I know.
It has to compare every single metal thing against the orb taste just to see what's most similar.
Oh my gosh.
It's
one way of finding out what something's made of.
Remember, audience, you chose to watch this. I am apologizing for nothing.
Okay, well, I say we should probably figure out what's up with that guy who hired us, the Gale guy, because we only partially got some information. We also don't know where the fuck he's staying.
Yeah, so it's kind of mysterious that he's not staying at the one tavern/inn in town.
Is he just camping?
Is he? Who knows?
I have no idea where to start. I asked questions and got nothing. Got no hint.
No, the town said that they would ask around. Well, not the town itself, but like people. They would ask around if they knew anything about him. And they did tell you that when you got a chance to ask the people at the dock on the ship he came in, see if they had any information.
Hmm.
So you have that. But also you can just walk around town and start, being the nosiest fucks who just moved in.
Knock knock, new in the neighborhood. Hi.
Oh my gosh, please.
Knock knock, new to the neighborhood. My name is Del.
Can we
Have you
not
touched
be
the
those
orb?
neighbors, please?
Del's gonna
The orb, and what traumatic memory are you gonna relive today?
Heard of Jehovah Witnesses? Prepare for the orb witnesses.
Oh god.
I was busy clipping your out of context.
Yeah, of course you were. I'll deal with that later.
Went from incredibly protective of the orb to everyone touch the orb.
Everybody touch it.
Do you have time to hear about our Lord and Savior, the random orb that we don't understand?
I do just want to confirm he's keeping this in the bag because he's like, this impacts people, and that seems like a bad thing, so I'm just going to put it away, and no one else is going to touch it, right? Right. Okay,
well,
good.
Hopefully. That's the idea.
I would say the accurate meme would be back in the bag, Nebby, but for the orb. For those who play Pokemon.
Yes.
Back in the bag, orb. Ugh. But no, you guys can either A, go looking around about Gale, you can, I would say, risk more pondering of the orb, or you guys can go, if you want, looking to discuss things with Biggs and Wedge. You have architects to meet who are making your home. You can give input.
True.
That was the thing I was trying to work around, is that we don't want to necessarily meet them like at the villa because we don't know where Gale is, or
that is true.
so he could like just walk by and be like, "Oh, I mean, what's going on here?"
True of anywhere we go, though, right?
Exactly. So that's why we're like, let's send a messenger to Biggs and Wedge and have them meet us at the tavern or something like that. Later.
All right, you can do that.
So we need a messenger.
I would say the best person to ask in that regard, because they are important, would be one of the 2 council members who isn't Jonas. As last we learned, Jonas hadn't slept in 15 hours. And everyone agreed that the poor Hypello needed a nap.
I mean, couldn't hold on. I got it.
Yep.
I got it somewhere. What's her name? Penny. Could Penny hook us up?
Penny could know somebody if you want to go talk to Penny. She is working at the bar at the moment.
Yeah, I'll probably ask her if she has someone that has like a runner or someone we could send.
Okay.
To deliver a message real quick.
All right. Do you want this to be in the main thing, or are you going to want to pull Penny aside?
I'll probably just ask, unless I mean, Yeah, I mean, obviously, unless like Gail is sitting next to me or something like that, I'm fine with just asking her when I get a sec.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to ask. She's it is still early morning, midday, so like the bar isn't exactly like thriving with customers. She says that she knows of someone who can do a quick running for you and asks what you want to tell Biggs and Wedge specifically. That way, the message is sent and not.
I guess if they want to meet us here at the tavern at sundown, then we'd like to meet them and talk with them and get them a drink.
Okay. She writes down your message and hands it over to one of the bar, not the barhead, the kitchen staff. Wow, I completely forgot the word for kitchen staff. That's a great start.
Yeah, I forgot to.
Hands over to them saying, hey, you're going on break in about an hour. When you get a chance, run this over to Villa, hand it to Biggs and Wedge. And of course, the staff member just nods and doesn't ask questions. That being said, you guys now have until sundown, where you guys will be meeting Biggs and Wedge back here at the tavern. And also, before anyone asks, no, Gale's not in the tavern. That would be weak.
Probably.
Well, I mean, does anyone else have any other ideas before I just like grab the reins?
I got nothing.
Alaric doesn't seem to be a morning person.
Nope.
Didn't have his morning jelly donut wake up surprise.
I did. I mean, I am up. I am down there. I just don't know. I got no ideas.
Take the reins, Mogzio.
I guess we'll check the dock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just so I know, is Dell leaving the bag at the tavern, or is that sticking on his person?
It's gonna stick on him.
Okay.
He figures that's the safest place for it to be.
Okay. Just want to make sure I know where the orb is at all times.
Fair. Nah. Yeah, he's got it like just on his bag, with other various accoutrements in there.
Right. So, is Hyacinth joining, or is it just the four of you?
Hyacinth is joining. Hyacinth doesn't know what's going on. I can't remember if someone told them that the group robbed their own house or not.
All
I
you
believe we did.
I could have sworn we told her about the house.
the last thing I have is that Hyacinth came downstairs, still like half awake because they didn't want to put on pants.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally a few seconds after the two council members explained that you guys are getting the villa. So all Hyacinth knows is Dell saying, "We got a house."
Yeah.
Cool.
So Hyacinth is just like, "House, cool." I don't know if unless you guys want to discuss what the house is. To my knowledge, Hyacinth does not know that is the villa.
Well, I guess we'll learn more about that whenever we talk to Biggs and Wedge.
Hyacinth will have that revelation when we get there.
Yeah.
But yes, you guys are gonna get out to the docks. As you guys leave the tavern, the town is very it's livelier than you guys normally see it. Could be because it's in the early day, early morning, versus the later hours you guys have been keeping. The shopkeepers are all busy. They're all getting the town bustling with work, and see occasionally kids are coming and going. Not many, but enough that probably should be in school, but they're out instead running around town. The trip to the dock takes about 30 to 45-minute walk.
Ah, nice brisk exercise.
Yeah, like the tavern is like near one end of town. Dock is on the literal exact opposite side, so you had to cut through all like the different streets and bullshit. I'm only asking because I feel I have to. Did DFA get distracted along the way, or just not.
She's probably staring at the ground, counting her steps, following behind Moxio.
Okay. Very, very neurodivergent trait. I feel called out there. Thanks for pointing out something I do when I'm walking with people.
Like every odd number,
Yep.
she'll hop to the side or either to the left or the right, and then she'll keep going.
Okay. But no distractions, no sidetracking. Did anyone else have anything they wanted to do along the way that just would call their attention? Okay. The docks are very, I don't say unassuming, but it's not like you'd see like in a city port where there's like rows of piers. This has like maybe 3 or 4 places for boats to land. They are barely upkept, and at the moment there's only 2 boats anchored in the town's there's only 2 ships in the docks. One of them, people are unloading tons of supplies. It looks like a trader ship has come in with stuff from the mainland. The crew that's unloading it, they are a burly set of Roegadyn, and they're doing like a workman's shanty to keep the pace going. I'm not gonna even make a shanty up, so don't ask.
They're all just having a rousing rendition of "What would you do with a drunken sailor?"
There you go, right there. There you go. Problem solved. The other ship, though, there is a crew on board. You see them on the deck. You see people like walking about the boat. None of them are actually off on land, though. They're all keeping themselves on the ship.
Yeah.
And also, of course, you see the like the dock hands, the person, one who like when you make port, they like ask for a
harbor master.
Thank you. Yeah, the one who's like, hey, who's the ship name? What are you paying for the rates and all that? Yeah, he's walking about, and that is a what's the it is a Gareth, harbor master. And following behind him is a little Gria.
Oh.
Little wings keeping them afloat to keep up with the Gareth's longer stride as they keep track of everything going on. The Gria notices the party but doesn't say anything. The Gareth, though, is busy keeping an eye on the Roegadyn unloading the ship of supplies and taking notes on everything that's coming off and more or less keeping order of what's being brought into their town.
Dell waves.
The Gria waves back. So immediately after doing so, I don't want to say hides, but immediately realizes, oh shit, I shouldn't be like interacting with people. I should be working.
Oh.
Like, oh shit, I interacted. I'm not paying attention anymore. I'm in trouble.
What are you talking about? I've never waved in my life.
So I guess I'll saunter up to the harbor master.
The harbor master turns, due to your size being drastically shorter than them. They're confused by they've heard footsteps coming toward them, but upon turning, there's no one there. And they look around and like, I swear I heard something. What's going on?
Down here, Kupo.
Oh. Can I help you?
Sorry, phone's going crazy. Yes. I just had a quick question about that ship over there. And I'll point towards the ship with the people not getting off and on and just doing whatever.
Yes. Yes. I can't answer everything, obviously, but I can hopefully help you. What do you have to ask?
Do you happen to know if there was a gentleman named Gale that came off of that boat?
Gale. Turns to the Gria. Sophie, do you happen to remember any person's name's Gale coming off the ship? The Gria, obviously startled by the attention given to them, and not in a "oh shit, I'm in trouble" kind of attention. Pulls out a notebook and starts flicking through it. Gale. Let's see. Yes. There was a gentleman who came off that ship with that name. They said they would be staying here for a while, and that's why the ship is here. They paid up. They paid up in advance. They're docked until about next week.
All right. Is he staying on the boat? Do you know?
Continues to flip through the book. Apparently, the Dream Chaser points to the ship in question. Has not had anyone but Gale come on or off the boat since making port. Though it could be that if he returned, he did so when the two of us weren't on duty. If you would like, I can go find out. Unless you wish to go check yourselves.
That'd be great if you could make a quick run and find out for us.
Of course. Should I let them know who is requesting them?
Absolutely not.
She gives
What she said.
She gives a very surprised look at DFA and goes, "Of course. Just a moment." And with the little wings flutters off, leaving you with the Gareth.
I'll look back up at him and I go, "Thank you so much for your assistance. What's your name, good sir, harbor master?"
We need to keep a running tally of when this happens.
While I do a roll for Sophie's. Okay. People here call me Garrick. And yes, I've heard the jokes. Garrick the Gareth. Spare me.
Oh, that's quite good. Did you come up with that yourself? Dell is completely and utterly sincere in this question.
Only because Garrick does not know Dell. There's a momentary pause as if looking into a camera that isn't behind you.
He does a gym on The Office.
Yes. Only because he literally just said, "Don't make the jokes." I heard them all, and then the genuineness of your question threw him off. Okay, you obviously don't know jokes, but okay. No, Fulcus in town gave it to me when I came here. Said it was easier to remember that than my birth name.
Well, that seems kind of rude. I'm sorry.
It's all right, Gareth. We are a bit of a closed people, so it can be surprising when outsiders have a hard time keeping our traditions and customs. It makes things easier for everybody. And frankly, as long as it's not people making jokes, I'm fine with it.
Wait, so your name's Garrick,
Yes.
and your nickname is Garrick the Gareth.
Unfortunately.
So, how is that easier than just saying Garrick?
Oh, no. It's Garrick is easier than my actual birth name.
Oh, what's your actual birth name?
You're such a shitlord. I knew that was coming.
How dare.
Look, you step right in the middle of the bullseye. I mean...
Oh, I know. there's a pause as he's trying to consider if he actually is going to tell you because, again, Gareth are more private. They are not usually open to outsiders. Goes, my people called me Ugaleu.
I agree. Garrick's a little easier to it rolls off the tongue a little better.
I thought so.
But it's a pleasure to meet you, Ugaleo.
Likewise. Noticing Dell and now recognizing them, you came into town a couple days ago, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Ah, yes. Hopefully you're doing well here.
Yeah. We just got a house.
You must be the It now dawns in on him who you all are. You're the group who helped us with the bandit problem.
Yes, and we were never here.
I'm not just picturing Moggs here do the hand thing. Penguins and Madagascar. You didn't see anything.
Yeah, Fed goes, wait, we were never here,
We were never here.
but we're here right now.
Nope.
Is this another one of those lying things? She just stares him down.
I guess.
She goes, we were never here.
Garrick slowly just looks back to Dell, Hyacinth, and Elric. Are they always like this?
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. As long as it works for you all, I'm not going to judge. You saw my assistant; she can be quite excitable. At that moment, Sophie does return, and she says, so, ignoring how the rest of the crew treated me, that's neither here nor there. Sailors are a different type, I understand. Gale is on board. Said, unless you have business, not to disturb him. He seems kind of, busy. Something about, he was reading or writing something, I don't know.
How many people are on the boat? I'll look rather than ask.
Based on
Like how
what
many
you
people can I see?
based on what you can just see, like on the main deck, about 10 crew members. 5 of them are like doing basic chores and everything, and the other 5 are standing around where the what's the specific title for the called a wheel, but it is a wheel. Standing around there, like talking, like where the navigator and all that would be. They're just sitting around talking, while the deckhands are doing their like cleaning of the deck, rigging all the ropes. And dear God, Sarah's gonna. Yes. More or less, there is 10 people on the ship that you can see on a quick glance.
They said there's like 5 deckhands and like 5. What are they, like mercenaries?
No, like the actual crew members who do again the navigating. This what's it called?
Okay, so like actual sailors.
Yes, 5 of the lower end deckhands, 5 of the actual sailors.
Okay.
And you can tell by looking just by how they're behaving. Okay, sailor group, deckhand group.
And about how big is the boat?
I would say what the size of a clipper. Didn't expect me to know that, did you?
You got me. Does it look like so? Okay, so there's at least 10 people above deck. So there's could arguably be the same amount below deck. So
yeah, obviously there's probably gonna be a lot more below deck in general, but it's safe to make the assumption that there's at least 10 people below deck as well.
okay.
It
What
would cost to charter a boat like that?
What?
Would I know about how much it would cost to charter a boat like that from previous experiences?
Roland,
Having like clientele of a certain type.
roll a history knowledge.
I have knowledge nobility. Would that work?
If you'd like to try that, you could.
Okay, let me find my sheet real quick.
Knowing some noble people, you may know things.
Doop, 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 doop. This one. Well, I only have one d20 in that bag, but I had to pick it out and make sure I didn't accidentally pick up the d12 again. What is my plus? That one. I got a 7, so I don't know shit.
You don't know the exact cost, but you are aware that at the current moment, you couldn't afford it. And you also know if Gale can afford this type of crew on his own, he's got to be wealthy. But it's also possible someone paid for it for him, like a benefactor.
So knowing that, would I be offended that he wouldn't pay us 2,000 gil a person for this job?
I don't think you'd know that like deep of knowledge.
Like if it's expensive, it's like if you could afford a fucking ship, you could afford to pay us more.
You could make that conclusion, but there's also the part that's like he probably only has that much left after chartering the ship.
Fair.
So you're torn between either he's really loaded and being cheap, or all his money was spent on the boat and what he's offering us is all he has left.
Okay.
Garrick, have you seen any armed personnel on that boat?
Roll a perception.
13.
You don't see anyone armed, though you wouldn't be surprised if they're hiding their weapons.
I think I might have cut out. I was actually asking Garrick if he had noticed.
Oh, okay, if you're asking Garrick will answer, some of them seem armed, yes. No more than normal ship crew would be.
To protect against any marauders.
That or just personal arms to self-defense. Looking at the lot of you goes, no more than you all have seem to be carrying.
Okay.
Thing is, I guarantee you one of you, or if not all of you, have something on you protectively.
I feel like this is the moment where I go, I just have cards, and then my morning star falls out of my coat.
Like, you didn't see that either.
I literally have a giant sword on my back. Can't hide that.
Del probably.
It looks more like a meat tenderizer than a morning star due to its small nature, but it's effective.
Yeah, in her normal outfit, or their normal outfit, Hyacinth just looks like a dancer. With a belt of like very quiet bells and things that jingle whenever they walk a certain way. So no,
take a penalty on stealth for that?
To the common eye, but
it's your common cards. That's right.
Mm-hmm. That's my courtesan outfit. So like to the normal eye, like you just think Hyacinth was just a courtesan.
Meanwhile, DFA's in like super spiky, sharp armor.
You can throw DFA like a ball and it's going to be more deadly than anything.
DFA is an improvised weapon.
Oh my god, why did my brain instantly go to DFA could be mistaken for a pineapple?
I really, one day, I really want to have her on the flat of my blade and just launch her towards an enemy.
I was like, what are the local, like, seasonal fruits?
On the island, they would say dragon fruit, payas, and
mango.
Mango would be one, yes. And there's a local delicacy called Melu runs.
Ooh.
So if we put dragon fruit on DFA's spikes, it'd be like double spiky.
Double spike.
A dragoon covered in dragon fruit. Oh my god.
It's genius.
Every dragon in the entire world just sighed.
I'm considering it if we ever need the extra damage.
Oh god. Just roll.
Just Mogzio frantically kebabbing dragon fruit on a DFA spikes.
I actually never had dragon.
Neither have I.
It's
I like
really
strawberry.
tasty.
From what I heard, it's very, very
Tasty.
sweet.
Yeah. If you get it when it's ripe, yes.
Okay. Anyway. Yeah, they're about as armed as you'd expect any kind of ship crew to be.
So did you?
All right.
I'm asking this out of character,
Yes.
just for the sake of.
Knowledge.
Well, also trying to be kind to you. Did
Oh,
you
God.
name the other ship?
The one that's having, like, the supplies come off?
Yes.
I did.
Okay. I will keep that for later.
Was it one of those crap I hoped he said no?
No, I just didn't want to ask, and you'd be like, "Why are you asking me this?" I was gonna take Mercy.
Why? Harrison's definitely not. Anyway.
What
That's
did
why
you
someone
expect
asked him.
He's put up with me for 10 years. Like, did you expect him to show mercy to anyone else?
Eh.
This is his real chance to get to be a player instead of a DM, so he's dishing it out finally.
Oh, no, that's fair.
I'm not. I'm just trying to information gather.
It's true. He's very thorough.
Also, this could turn out to be a world where names hold power, and now I have power over the Dockmaster.
Hey, for all we know, the Dockmaster is a fae. That would be weird.
That would be weird.
Anyway,
Yes.
this other boat, just a normal, like
It's
cargo
just,
vessel.
it's just a trade vessel.
Okay.
No defense, no
what are your-
defenses, no like there's obviously like a few of the people on there who are protective and armed, but for the most part, it's not that protective of itself.
One of your normal visitors.
Yes. This one specifically comes once every 2 months. We have another similar to it from a different company that comes every 3 months, and one from the Ionian League that comes every 4 months. We try to keep them apart so that there's no conflict between the
Sure.
different factions. Also, it just helps me when they're not all trying to come all at once and clutter up my docks.
I don't think I have any more questions.
Okay. Does DFA, Dell, or Hyacinth have any questions?
I don't think so, honestly.
Assuming Elric doesn't have questions.
Elric is kind of internalizing all this as if in autopilot. Out to the man is buffering.
Sorry, I was coughing.
Ah, hopefully not wheezing.
I'm gonna have Hyacinth ask what the name of the cargo ship is. Oh, sorry.
Garrick looks over and goes, that one. Sophie, is that the Vex totem? Yes, that is the Vex totem, sir.
And if I needed to send something to the mainland, to a friend, would I talk to one of them or someone later that comes in that maybe specializes in that?
Depends. Which continent were you hoping to send something to?
Oh, I have friends all over. Do these ones only come from certain places?
The Vex totem is from Vale. We get another that I just mentioned comes from Chorus and one from the Ionian League. They all come at different times of the year. What exactly did you wish to send? I could probably answer better if I knew what you were hoping.
Nothing as of late, but I have a feeling I'm going to come into something very nice. I would just like to send something back home. But home is everywhere.
Right. If you have specifics at the time, find me and I will work with you to make sure it's sent accordingly.
Such a dear.
Yeah, he's not scowling at you, but he's not used to that type of commentary from people while he's working. It was very much
It's gonna look up at him, and she wants to go, do you like your job?
I've been doing it for 25 years, and no one's ever asked me that.
Working retail.
I don't personally hate it. I just wish that he lifts his hands up and just gestures to all the boats that are currently here and goes, I just wish that they weren't so... And he starts like waving his hands, trying to gesture an idea of what he's trying to say. It'd be so much better if they were more organized and just listened to me. But they always have to do one thing that just will drive me to drink.
So it's like parenting.
From what I hear, parenting's easier. Child eventually listens. Or leaves.
Yes, I see that to be so.
While this is all happening, Sophie has a look of pure like sympathy, but also he's always like this, and I'm sorry that you're dealing with it.
You know, probably just ask Focus for a new nickname. He just calls me Fluffy Bunny. Very endearing.
Focus means well. I think he did it more for my convenience than anyone. He noticed that I was getting irate with some, trying to correct them all the time.
I mean, it's your name.
It is. Not wrong. Notices that you are
wrong.
distinctly different than everyone else. I think you would understand as well as I that sometimes outsiders, they struggle with the simplest of things.
I mean, where I'm from, when Severe leaves the forest, they have to rename themselves. So, and forest names rarely sound good in the city. They don't echo off of the right things. Doesn't have the right tone. So it's better to just rename myself. But I know how you feel.
Being that Gareth are normally from the plain areas, they like the Vera don't leave much. When they do, they do. He has a look of like, yes, I know what you mean. There are days I miss the plains. But
Days I miss the forest.
I'm willing to bet we don't go back for the similar reasons. You made a decision and you wish to stick with it.
Something like that.
I don't mean I don't mean to keep you. You were looking for someone. If you do wish to go visit him, I won't keep you.
No. It's okay. If you'd like to keep me, that costs you something. But if you'd like to continue this conversation a different time, we can compare our homelands, our home names. We can have a drink sometime.
Garrick
nods. Could also probably bother Focus.
I tend to not want to bother him.
Oh, I'd love to bother him.
He looks like he wants to drink more than he should sometimes.
It's okay. It's when you just buy him a drink. You say nice things to him, and then he tolerates you a little bit longer, and you get to live another day. That's what I do.
I imagine I don't have the same luck with him that you would.
I think you're plenty cute to get some luck with him. It's okay.
That he visibly gets not uncomfortable but flustered, and he doesn't know what to say. He kind of just Sophie, we have to go check on the inventory. As long as you don't muck about my docks, take your time as long as you need. But don't make problems, please. And he scurries off with Sophie, quickly bowing to all of you and looking apologetic for her boss's behavior.
I'm just gonna shout out after him, be like, "Hey, it could be worse. Your nickname could have been Yugi Bear."
Garrick stops, and you can visibly see his entire body shudder before continuing again.
This poor Gareth.
It's a wonder he's not an alcoholic. But now you know that Gale is on the ship.
Like he doesn't leave very often, so we might be safe to explore around. I don't think we should linger around here.
No, no,
Since
we should go.
haven't accepted his job offer, especially. So let us wander somewhere else.
And where will that be?
Good question. What else was on our to-do list? Kill time.
Yeah, more or less, you guys are killing time until sundown. So if you guys want, you can head back and just quote unquote, I don't want to say fast travel. Wait out the clock until sundown. That's fine. Unless you guys actually want to go do something in town, that's fine too.
I'm not sure. Is there a like, what's the term? Sheriff's office or like a jail or something like that?
The town does not currently have anything due to their financial and economic situations. That has not exactly been, I don't want to say priority, but not exactly something they've been able to splurge on.
Okay.
It could be something in the future, maybe, but at the moment, no.
No one told us where Issa was setting up the Thieves Guild, did they?
No one has currently yet.
Okay. So, and as they're walking around trying to figure out where they're going next, Hyacinth has taken to walking in time with the shanty that the sailors were singing to keep time.
Okay.
Amazing.
They're just more rhythmic with, like, they have a rhythm to go with, so they're making sure that the bells in their belt jingle in time with it until someone tells them to stop, basically.
Nice.
So, Del, do you dance?
Oh yeah, no, he doesn't recognize that that's what he's doing, but he's definitely like falling into the rhythm of it and like keeping pace with Hyacinth, specifically with that, and like his head's kind of bobbing from side to side.
So precious.
A baby.
So at this point, Elric, you seem to be off autopilot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we like heading back somewhere? Or...
Yeah, you guys talked to the dock master. You learn that Gale is on the boat, and you guys decided let's not talk to him. And you're now killing time until sundown when you're going to meet Biggs and Wedge.
Gotcha.
Also, we learn that Del is dancing with Hyacinth in time of walking.
Nice. Are there any abandoned buildings nearby?
There are a lot of abandoned buildings.
Do they have doors?
No.
I gotta do it for Corey.
For all you know at the moment, Corey's walking around town doing Corey things.
I have to do this for Corey.
None of which you can do what you wish to do now.
Dang it. Do you want to kick a door?
No, at the moment, all the buildings that are abandoned and everything, they are clearly the kind that someone still lives there,
Oh, okay.
in a way.
I meant like completely.
Oh
like,
no! There isn't anything like a dilapidated house now.
Dang it.
There's like abandoned shops, but above the shop is someone's home.
Fair enough.
So if you kicked in the door, you're probably gonna traumatize some poor family that's like,
Fine.
you'll
give JM a new nickel for interrupting somebody during their midday lunch.
Reserve the kicking.
You're gonna hold an action for kicking. That's fine.
Yeah.
You have to wait until you're out of bubblegum.
Just so everyone is aware, DFA and Mogzio are having a bit of a connection issue, so we're gonna dawdle until they fix that.
No, okay.
Also, just so you guys know, because you asked about that, there are a bunch of abandoned shops.
Okay.
While you're walking, you notice that there's an art merchant, in a closed down bank. Hyacinth, you're able to notice there was a brothel at one point, but it seems to be unused now.
Hyacinth beelines for that brothel.
Yeah, we're getting there. There is a rundown tailor shop and a what used to be a doctor's office. Now the only staff stands outside and is doing like an apothecary style work, where it's just like those suitcases that open up with all the different shelves of what they have available instead of actually using proper office space. But you're gonna go beeline for the brothel, apparently.
Wait, so is that rundown apothecary not the old gnome?
The old gnome?
The old gnome where they bought their things, the potions and things.
No. That was just the general store you bought stuff from. This is like an actual physician's office.
Oh.
Like the town doctor kind of thing.
I see. Okay.
But because obviously times are tough, money's tight and all that, the building isn't being used as much, and he's now just standing outside of what was his office with just like an apothecary type setup where it's just like, I have basic herbs, medicines, He's not using the office as he normally would.
Okay.
But you're going to make a beeline for the brothel building?
Yes, I'm going to look at the dilapidated. I'm going to look at the rundown building that would have been a brothel.
Okay.
And start decorating in my mind what all needs to be fixed.
Do a perception if you're going to actually examine.
That's not a good roll. Ichigo, don't lay on my laptop. I got a 9.
You know nothing of building repair, so you can't
Correct.
be like. So at the moment, you're just like, I have no fucking clue how to fix all this, but I can see where a lot of things are going to go.
Yes.
Like, if this wasn't broken, you have an idea where you'd want to put it. You have no idea how you'd fix it all, but you're decorating in your head with this could be fantastic.
Okay. So, but I can recognize that it used to be a brothel.
Oh, the sign on the front is still there.
Okay. What did you name it?
Do you want to know its previous name, or do you not care?
I want to know its previous name.
The brothel was once known as. I can't believe I went that name. Okay. Daisy's Gold Dust.
Okay.
The other option I decided was not worth it, so I dropped the second idea I had. I'm saying that out loud. I'm not gonna huh?
What was it called?
Daisy's Gold Dust.
Yes. My other option was not good at saying it in my head out loud. I'm like, no, I'm definitely not going with that one. I'll use it for something way later.
An even better brothel.
Yes, an even better brothel with 2 floors instead of 1.
With blackjack and hookers.
You know what? Forget it.
Uh,
Keep the hookers. That's just gonna be a blackjack parlor.
Sorry, I had to throw Bender in there. Anyway.
Yes. Hyacinth is planning a brothel while you guys are all just watching.
Nope.
Hyacinth is running around like not Hyacinth is not going inside.
Obviously,
like just peeking, like arms against the door frame, body leaning in, head swiveling, looking at everything, talking to themselves and Viren about all of these plans they would like to do to make this look so elegant and perfect.
And what is DFA planning?
DFA is gonna point at the name of the place, and she's just gonna kind of laugh and show Moxio. That's all.
I'm only curious. Is there context to why DFA's laughing, or just one of those like a DFA thing? Don't worry about it.
Moxio knows.
Okay.
Okay. That was gonna be my question. I'm like, am I privy to this knowledge?
That was just one of those.
Yeah.
Is this one of those things where I don't need to know, or is this one of these things where the DM needs to know? But okay, as long as Moxio knows.
Moxio knows.
Okay.
Moxio laughs along with DFA.
Okay, that's it. If they start moving, then Hyacinth's gonna follow them back.
Okay. After that little detour,
Legit small question.
Yes.
Is there anything on the front to make it obvious what this place was? Besides the name?
not in that way. Dell probably would have no idea what's going on.
Honestly, Dell probably thinks this was some kind of strange florist shop because it has a flower like name.
Yes.
So he's just like, oh, yeah, you're from the forest. You talk a lot about trees. Sure, of course this is a flower shop. Like, what else?
I love this association so much.
Oh god, poor Dell.
Is Dell going to ask Hyacinth about the quote-unquote flower shop?
Yeah. So he's probably gonna be like, so what kind of stuff are you thinking about putting in there? Lots of like big pretty lights, right?
Of course. I've seen, when I was in a town, I saw they hung these things from the ceiling that would shine light, but it would shine different colors with the glass that was around it. I think those would be beautiful. Then you could see everyone better.
Yeah, it would shine off all of the lovely like bits and the pieces, and it especially with all the colors that you can get, that's gonna look so cool.
Would you want to come work with me, Dell? I think you'd be very popular.
Yeah, I've never sold a flower before. I hopefully I can tell people how to do it.
Oh, Dell. I think you would be the best flower in the shop.
Oh god.
I will. Okay, I'll do my best. I'll learn everything I can about flowers to make sure I give out the right thing. I know you can do them as like a show. So I'll make sure that there's a really good artful arrangement for everything, and that everything is in the perfect position to give a best performance. Right? Or is it just display?
So Hyacinth is just like nodding, and they are just like trying to figure out how to go about this and not scare Dell.
Oh god, I don't know why, but I feel like DFA, Moxio, and Elric are just like, do we tell them?
Nobody tell him. They're all looking at each other like, don't you say a fucking word.
I'm legit picturing the scene from Frozen. I'm gonna tell him, no.
No.
Hyacinth just like plucks a flower from their hair and starts like weaving it into Dell's hair.
Oh.
It looks so pretty.
It'll just be the best Dell flower in the whole place. If you have any questions, just ask, and I'll tell you everything you need to know about it.
Thank you.
In time.
Oh god, I haven't laughed like that since I was a little boy.
Oh god.
Anyway, now what does the party wish to do after that detour?
No naming this fucking brothel the flower shop. We're just gonna run with this.
I love it.
Yes, it works. Oh god.
I don't know why, but that actually broke me more than I expected. Only because I'm just like,
Trying not to laugh too loudly.
You could have said you were laughing in character. I would have bought it. Oh god. Also, Adrian's partner says a true Red Lantern district turned this droid into a real boy.
Yes.
Okay. Just so you all are aware, for the passage of time, going to see the harbor master, having that conversation, and all, now getting to where you are, it's, I want to say, mid-afternoon, so it's been like about 2 or 3 hours since you left the tavern. You got like maybe 4 or 5 till sundown.
I'm fine with just speeding through it.
Okay, if you guys want to speed
Same.
through, you guys can head back to the tavern and do that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Once you guys get back to the tavern, Penny is still working. Penny pulls Mog to your side, be like, "Your message got delivered. They'll be here around dinner shift when I switch with Jonas, so don't worry, they'll be here. Would you like someone to fetch you when they arrive, or will you be down here probably?"
Yeah, in case we're not down here already, someone could fetch us, sure.
Okay.
And then I'll put a gill on the table for her.
She takes it very quickly, puts it in her blouse, and nods and says, "Thank you kindly," and then heads back to the bar and goes back to work. Now that you got, it's a little later in the day. A few people have arrived. The tavern party is, it's not empty, but it's not full yet. People you see in there are just eating either a late lunch or an early dinner. No one really tends to notice you or pay any mind because they're busy with their own things, though. So what you guys do is up to you. To either speed up time or wait around. I also know Mogzio wanted to do something when either everyone went to sleep or if they get a chance.
Are you sleeping yet?
Man, I don't got any ideas or questions, so I'm fine with speeding.
Okay.
Hey.
All right. So you guys pass time. Penny offers DFA some sweets to try that they've been working on during the day. Kind of like a guinea pig scenario. Fulcus arrives before his shift for a quick meal. Immediately asking Hyacinth if they've been good today. What was it?
Hyacinth is just gonna say that they met another one of Focus's friends.
Once you mention that,
them
Fulcus just gives a look like, "Oh no, what poor soul have you met?"
Yes.
Also, during your wait, at some point, you guys are all doing your thing. Gale enters the tavern. This is we'll say about 6 or 7, so sundown just is like maybe an hour or so away. So, are you all doing something to stay busy, or would you notice because you guys are watching the door, waiting for Biggs and Wedge?
Probably just be either snacking or like I don't know. If he looks at us, I'll probably just give him a nod.
Okay.
Definitely snacking on sweets too.
Hyacinth is full on just bothering Focus while he's working.
He hasn't started
Like,
work
they
yet.
are
He,
just-
he focuses there specifically to eat like a pre-work meal.
Well,
So he's
Ivan
like,
was
you know,
spending time with him.
Yeah, he's not on duty yet. You can bother him without worrying about that.
Yes.
Gale does nod to Moxio back and makes the hand motion of like, if you have a moment, he would like to speak with you.
Oxio casually looks at his wristwatch, which is not there, and goes, "Ooh, sorry."
He sees that and raises his hand, saying, as if to be like, "That's fair." And he goes and sits at a table and orders his own meal and keeps to himself more or less. And
I was actually kidding. I was actually gonna go talk to him.
I don't know, but that's what he took it as. So what you do after that is up to you.
Yeah, once he like grabs a seat, I'll head over there.
Okay.
I'll head over with Moxio.
Same.
Now Moxio's diplomacy checks will be at disadvantage.
Oh no.
Indeed.
Okay, I can negate that.
I know you can. That's why I'm like, oh, I gotta make it something. He looks surprised to see you both come over, and he's like, oh, I thought you indicated that you were busy.
No, just a little humor.
Oh, my mistake. Work has me. You know how it is.
Of course.
So, have you given any thought?
Yefei immediately laughs, cuts him off. She goes, he's never worked a day in his life.
Dale is visibly taken aback by the interruption and being like, oh, okay. Moving on.
I just kind of shrug and
Yeah, just
face
like,
back at him.
the two of them are just like, that happened. But yes, have you given any thought to our arrangement?
We're still kind of mulling it over. I haven't really, or we haven't really made a decision as a group. We're all kind of new as like a group. We only met a couple days ago, so we're still kind of hammering out the logistics.
That's fair. I understand. I only asked because, as I mentioned, I'm only here for a few more days, and just didn't want to wait if I didn't need to versus go find someone else. But no, it's totally fine. It seems that you guys have settled well here.
We're trying, or I mean, at least until we move on.
Yes, understood. Being from the mainland, very quaint places like these. I always forget some people enjoy these types of places.
Just not to each their own.
Of course. I must say though, you haven't told anyone about what I asked you, correct?
I don't believe we have.
Okay, just don't need the locals thinking we're up to something nefarious when clearly we're not.
No, not at all.
And also, I don't want any trouble for you. Being that, from what I gather, none of you are from around here. Last thing you need is to be run out of town.
Exactly.
So that's good.
And
I
I'm
appreciate
not
your discretion.
exactly. Yeah, of course. I'm not exactly anchored to here, but it would be nice to be welcome back.
Yes. Funny story I could tell, but at the time, not welcome in some towns. Unfortunately, my employer is one. Speak before thinking types.
Ah,
We
That must be very frustrating.
quite actually he means well. He's a fabulous employer, no complaints. Hate apologizing for him though. Very expensive. Not that you would understand.
I suppose not. I don't know your employer.
Probably for the best. He's not everyone's cup of tea. I stay with him mostly out of long history. If I didn't know him as well as I did, I probably wouldn't. just out of curiosity, Elric and Dell and Hyacinth, I'm curious, do you two, well, three, have any interest in this conversation, or are you just doing your own things?
I am busy snacking on sweets.
Dell has no idea what Gale actually looks like or anything like that. But I think honestly, because like after talking about like flowers and stuff like that, he's gotten some paper and a pencil and is drawing over and over the flower that Hyacinth gave him, because clearly to do things in a flower shop, you have to know what flowers look like. So he's practicing.
That's wholesome as fuck.
Wholesome as fuck. Hyacinth bothers focus until he's done with his food, but as soon as Gale walks in, they just glance at Gale and then at focus, at Gale, then at focus.
Okay.
And then half turn their attention to the conversation, but just kind of look at focus the entire time.
Yeah, I guess while Eric is snacking on sweets, he's kind of like half listening in.
Okay. Gale does look at DFA and goes, your armor, dragoon, correct?
What's it to you?
Oh, no, nothing. I just don't see many of your ilk around. You're a rare sort where I'm from.
Where are you from?
I'm from Guado New Salam. Though I am aware most Guado come and go, but yes, I'm from there originally. Many of the Guado don't tend to partake in dragoon services. We tend to be more to ourselves.
I think if that's somewhere that DFA would have been, but I don't think it is.
You can roll for history and then decide if you want to or not.
Okay.
I would say, yeah, roll history, knowledge history, or if you have it, geography.
I don't have any of that, so it's just a 14.
You know of the place. You know that the Guado set up the home within a couple centuries, and over time made it into a bustling community for themselves. If you've been there or not, that's up to you. But you also know that, for the most part, like most Guado, they're very Guado deal with Guado affairs. So outsiders are viewed with a not an uneasiness, but a you don't interfere with our things. We'll leave you alone while you're here. And you also know they have very, very long limbs and long fingers.
I mean, everybody does compared to DFA.
Guado especially, like their fingers are like long as fuck.
He's a Guado?
Yes.
Weird. I have it in my notes that he's a human.
Did I ever say that he was a human to you guys? No, he was meant to be a Guado.
Okay.
For those who don't know,
because this now, because I thought we were trying to make a correlation before that he might have been the person to hire the bandits, like Issa's group, because the hooded figure was supposedly from Guado New Salon.
Oh yeah, okay, I know where you're going with. Yeah. I mean, you could. I won't say you can investigate that, but
I mean, I guess like, can I roll like a sense motive or something like that to see if I can?
You could do a sense motive.
Unless you could think of a more fitting
thing,
but I think it's
no. For right now, sense motive is fine.
Okay. My bonus isn't that good. 7.
He doesn't seem too off what he's putting forward, but you can tell that because he's mentioning how the Guado are, you're like, okay, he could be hiding something, and it could be just because he's a Guado. and they are kind of shifty.
Huh?
But at the moment, based on what you know of him, based on what you know of the Guado, you can't tell if it's just that's Guado being Guado or that's Gale being Gale.
That connect. Well, now that that information lines up, that connection's still in Mazio's head. But I
You're just gonna
trying
be
to
more.
figure out a way to connect them.
You're gonna be more suspicious than anything.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. At this point, Penny comes over with the food that Gale orders, and he's like, "I don't wish to be rude, but if we have nothing else to discuss, I'd like to enjoy my meal. I don't want to be rude and ignore you."
No, absolutely, that's fine.
Okay. But if you do happen to come to a decision at any time, let me know, and we'll conclude or continue our business at that point. And then he goes about eating his meal.
Okay.
DFA watches every bite he takes.
Are you being like very obvious about this?
She's still sitting like at his table or whatever, just watching him.
He takes like 2 or 3 bites before noticing you, and just he stares for a moment, noticing you're just not moving, before just like slowly taking another bite, and just you don't react or do anything. He just goes back to eating normally, though visibly a little uncomfortable by your watching. He's also having he's having spaghetti spaghetti squash with eggplants. Where you ask.
Are Guano vegetarians?
He is.
Okay.
He just also likes eggplant.
I will go ahead and hop away from the table
Okay.
and back to. I'm not sure where everyone's sitting. If they're all at the same table or if they're kind of like here and there. But
We know that Hyacinth is bugging Focus at Focus's table. I'm assuming Elric and Dell are at the same table.
So I'll probably head back to Elric and Dell.
Okay.
And say, well, with him here, that kind of messes up the plan to meet Biggs and Wedge here. I say this as quiet as possible.
Well, he would know it's a reward for what we did he?
Well, if he sees us talking with Biggs and Wedge, he may know that they're artisans. We don't know what he knows about the town. So
True.
I'd say it's better if we intercept them at the door at this point. If it's getting pretty close to sundown.
Yeah, you got like maybe an hour or so before when they should arrive.
Okay. Well, when it gets to like, I assume there's a window that we can see.
Oh yeah. When you're facing the door in, there's 4 windows on both. I mean, 2 windows on both sides of the door.
Okay. When it gets to like after like a half hour or like after he's finished his food, if he still hasn't moved, I'll probably go outside and wait outside the front.
Okay.
I have a feeling that something's gonna happen along the lines of like he's gonna magically walk outside as soon as they show up, regardless. But I can at least try to prevent that.
Oh yeah, no. Also, you can make it look less suspicious if you have your intercepting plans.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him to not notice them.
The half an hour goes by. While that time goes by, Gale finishes his meal, and he calls Penny over for seconds, and he seems like he's not going anywhere at the moment. He also asked Penny for a copy of the day's paper so he can read while he eats, which seems pretty nonchalant at all. DFA, have you left the table, or are you still there watching him?
No, I'm still there watching him.
Okay.
The only time DFA has been separated from Moxia this entire game.
Are
to watch
you
this man eat.
are you doing anything specific while watching him, or are you just watching?
She's doing like dogs tend to do when they're begging, and her eyes go from the food on his plate, and it goes up as he puts it in his mouth, then back down to the plate, and just that with each bite.
At this point, he's adjusted to you just being there, and he's kind of tuning you out. He does not realize that you are watching the food. Though as a DM, I would so be unsettled by that.
She sits there quietly too. She's not saying anything or doing anything, just watching.
That could be what's making it the most unsettling. Ugh. Penny does, as she brings Gale his seconds, looks to DFA. Would you like anything, dear?
Good.
Okay. Well, I'm changing with Jonas soon, so if you do want anything before he switch shifts, just call me over. She returns to the bar. The half hour has passed, and as you can tell, Mogzio, he's not planning on getting up or leaving anytime soon. How you want to intercept them is up to you.
I'm thinking about making a round, and kind of tapping everyone on the shoulder. Try not to be too conspicuous, and just saying, just maybe we should take a walk.
All right. Roll stealth for each person that you're gonna tap.
That's what, 3?
Unless you're gonna risk it and tap DFA.
I'm not good at stealth either.
Oh no, this is just for Mogzio, just to make sure he's not being noticed.
Oh, okay.
Well, I could probably hit. I'm gonna make the argument that I can do one for Hyacinth. Sorry, one for Hyacinth, and then one for both Dell and.
Okay, yeah,
Alright.
okay, that makes sense.
I'm
Yes,
not going to bother trying since DFA is at the same table.
Okay, so then you just have to do just 2.
Okay. Natural 20 on the first one.
Nice.
Do you want that to be the Hyacinth or the current table you're at?
I'm already at
the table.
Yeah, so I guess that would be the first one.
Okay, so you successfully, without anyone noticing, get their attention and let them know what your plan is.
Yeah, that tracks. Second one's a 15.
You're able to let Hyacinth know.
I'm not trying to be super secretive.
No, yeah,
about
no,
it.
but
I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're not drawing attention either. Just for my sake. DFA, what's your passive perception?
That's a good question.
Ain't it?
17.
You notice Mogzio getting Hyacinth's attention.
If I notice he's trying to get their attention, then I'll probably just not say anything, hop down, and walk over.
All right. Gale doesn't even care that you left. He actually kind of like, as you're walking away at the corner of your eye, you kind of notice him like relax a little bit.
I might even just wave to him on the way out. Just be like,
"Oh no!" Specifically about that's what he notices about DFA. Other than that, he goes right back to his food and paper. It's more that like, okay, the staring small thing is left. Okay, I can breathe a little now. He didn't want to let on, but there was a little discomfort in the fact that he was being watched that intently.
I think I'm doing him a favor.
You might be, actually. But yeah, once you guys head outside, you guys notice that the sun is finally setting. The sky's that I'm gonna say that like the West Coast version of like the orange, purples, and yellows and all that. Very, very enviable color. The temperature's dropping a bit, so it's a little cooler. And people from town are coming towards the tavern, getting ready to unwind. You see the crowds moving from up where the villa is, all those who work on the construction. Dock hands are coming. Some of the people from like the blacksmith, the pastry shop, etc. They're all making their way towards it.
Okay. I'll probably start walking like one building down towards where I anticipate they would be coming from.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, yeah. All right.
Just so we're not standing and waiting for them in front of the tavern.
Yeah, it way less suspicious. Okay. You do. Most of the construction workers are ahead of the pack. They're very boisterous, very loud, talking about what they want to do at the tavern, how hungry they are, the fact they can't wait to get a drink. Some are complaining that the two head architects are like slave drivers. They're just expecting a lot out of these guys. You know, typical post work bitching. But lo and behold, a few of them are like, "Hey, we got a job. We shouldn't be complaining. Very rare that we get a job this big, so give them some slack."
I tell how many of them are construction workers.
On a quick glance, about a handful. Like maybe like 5 or 6, maybe 8 of them. The two of them are like they could just be like townspeople who are like, "Yo, quit your bitching. You have a job. Shut up." They're all very nondescript in terms of like how they're dressed. So they could be casual construction workers or just casual, any other job. However, once all that hubbub passes, you do notice 2 people coming around the corner from the same direction, and they see you and they stop and look curiously, standing where they are on the corner, and kind of give a look of like, okay, are you out here waiting for us, or are we supposed to be going inside waiting for you?
One of those like point at them, point at me, point at them.
Spider-Man meme.
One of them points back toward the villa and makes the motion of like, want to go back where we were?
I'll just kind of like nod and then kind of like wave the group to like walk with me.
All right. They walk ahead of you so that you guys don't draw attention of, walking in too large a group. And this is where we'll take a break.
All right.
Everyone, go grab a bathroom break. Or a drink or something. Do something. Be back in just a minute. Audience, do the break stuff.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. All right. Hopefully everyone in the audience had a good break. We know that the party had a momentary lapse of judgment, discussed how to get a ghost eat. You guys are following Biggs and Wedge towards the villa. Thankfully, because of the crowd of people heading to the tavern, you guys would be unnoticed. And I don't see in my notes if I gave any description of them, so if I did last week, guess what? It's no longer canon.
I don't think you told us at all what
That's what I'm saying. I don't think I did. I don't have any notes on it, so they are not described as of this very moment. So what I describe now is the canon description. Well, this session, I should say. As you guys are going, I'm assuming because you guys are keeping a little farther back, are you guys discussing anything on the way to the villa, or are you guys just keeping quiet?
I would probably just have someone keep watch behind us to make sure that Gale wasn't following us.
That'd be me.
Yeah.
Okay.
The bunny will do it.
I'm
looking for Gale and or anyone else that looks shifty.
If you're doing that, roll a perception as you go.
Okay.
While I decide what race I want to be. Poor bastards.
I thought it was going to be like a Nurse Joy, Officer Jenny situation where they all just look the same.
No, the two of them will be the same race. I'm just deciding which one they're going to be.
Oh, I thought all Bigs and Wedges from all the different games were just the same people.
Oh, well, I don't know if they're actually the same, but they've always been humans.
No.
I was under that impression. Okay, I'm over it now.
14.
I also,
hold on.
I'm gonna be honest, I kind of think it would be cool if they were dimension hopping two dudes who just like keep winding up in a new universe each time. That'd be kind of fucking awesome.
I have to do math. What is 15 plus 6? It's 21?
Yes.
21.
Yeah.
Okay,
You know what?
I got a
Fuck it.
21.
I know what I'm going with.
Breaking in Hope from the Magnus Archives.
I have decided what their races are going to be, and I'm proud of my decision. I'm sticking with it.
Oh no.
I think it's a good choice because it makes me think of Monster Hunter. That's all that matters. Beautiful. So, you guys obviously are used to the non-Humes and Hume. The Biggs and Wedge are two lovely palicos.
What?
I put it in the general chat. They are two
Are they
palicos.
kitty cats?
Your kitty kids.
They are about
Oh my gosh.
They're about the same size, maybe a little taller or shorter than Moxio and DFA.
They are my favorite
Oh
now.
my gosh.
Now do you see why I said Monster Hunter, Mike?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
This is Biggs and Wedge. They are palicos. One.
My palico is protesting.
See, I need to decide on what cat breed I want to make them.
Well,
Biggs.
one has to be an orange tabby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Biggs will be the orange tabby, and Wedge will be the Maine Coon.
Oh,
So fluffy.
big fluffy boy.
Yes. They are dressed in leathers. Wedge has as you can see in the picture, like the little hat, I guess, with goggles and shit. And they're just trotting along, and they have no clue why you guys are trying to be secretive and all. So they're just heading up to the villa. And once you get there, they turn and both snap to, throw their hand up in a salute, and go, "Biggs and Wedge reporting for duty, sirs."
DFA is gonna kind of like stage whisper to Moxio. I bet we could take him in a fight.
Don't fight the cat people.
I mean,
Even
we
your-
fought Issa.
True.
He's a cat person.
He's a bigger cat person. Also a bandit. Or was, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your logic is a little flawed there, DM.
What was that, sir? I was adjusting my notes. What was that? That my logic is flawed?
Oh, you said not to fight the cat people, but we fought Issa. He's a cat person.
Yeah, but these are actually cat people. Issa's
True.
Issa. Also, Issa provoked you.
This is true.
These
He's
two
a
are
kidnapped
literally
us.
working for you.
So are we back at the villa?
Yes, you're at the villa now. And they are doing that whole, snap to, at attention, hands, reporting to their bosses. And
Are
for the
these
record,
men?
they do have high squeaky voices.
Oh.
Are they men?
Hmm?
Milkcats? Are they milkcats?
They identify as male, yes.
Okay. At ease. Regardless.
Biggs loosens up, and Wedge kind of just he's still kind of at attention, but he is, as you said, at ease.
Okay.
We were told you wanted to meet with us about something. Did we do something wrong?
No, we just know somebody wants to rob the villa, so we wanted to warn you.
Rob the we gutted it. The points behind him. It's empty. What do you want to take?
Well, we don't want to take anything. Everything in there is ours.
Well, that wasn't there. It's kind of in a giant pile, and he just points to a pile of stuff piled next to the villa.
kindling at this point.
No, for the most part, it's not like huck pile, but it is a like contents of house pile. The furniture that's like ruined, yeah, that's kindling, but like things that aren't completely destroyed, they are relatively piled in a way that's neater and more organized.
Missing a couple doors, I guess, but
Wedge actually gonna be like, yeah, we did find a door was broken. Like broken. Hopefully that's okay with you guys.
I told you.
That one.
I told you somebody was trying to come in and rob the place.
Like when we got to the upstairs, like what? Best way I can describe it, looked like someone blew the door.
Wouldn't you have heard a door blow up though?
Meanwhile, across town, Corey is like proud of herself.
That's
Doesn't know why, but she feels a swelling of pride.
So this is exactly the reason why we bring this to your attention now. That pile of kindling, that's our kindling.
Oh yeah, you guys are the ones who want the place. Well, since we're working on it, was there anything you specifically wanted to do with the place, like, or do you just want it as it was? Like repaired to how it was, not how we found it.
Right. Yes, I made that assumption.
It's very clear to you that Biggs is like, after he says something, realizes, oh shit, that's not what I meant. Fix what I say.
I think it would be better just to get the place cleaned up, put back to some standard of living that it would have been before it was so run down. And then personalization wise, it might depend on who chooses what space.
Biggs slaps Wedge's shoulder, being like, write that down. So Wedge starts taking notes as you guys talk.
How many bedrooms have you two found?
Looks to
or
Wedge.
rooms that could be bedrooms.
Wedge goes through the notes. There's space for 10 bedrooms, but that's if you want them to be made into beds. See, there's only 5 of you? 6 of you?
Six of us.
Okay.
One of us is on a walk.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. But yeah, 10 of these rooms can be bedrooms. The other 6 can be used for other things.
A lot of rooms.
Yeah.
I think we go with the. Go ahead.
Oh, you're fine.
Okay, I was gonna say I think maybe we go with around 8, so we have 2 guest rooms.
Okay, 2 guest rooms. Yep. Takes notes. Do you want us to restore the other rooms as they were, or do you want to just leave them empty?
I would say restore them as they were.
Okay. So restoring the art gallery, restoring the armory. Okay. Yep. What about the This one is when they like get really close to you. What about the hidden rooms?
There's a hidden room.
Right. Wedge just slaps Biggs like, you shouldn't have said that.
Well, it's not hidden anymore. They found it.
Good point.
In one of the studies, there was a secret compartment that led to 2 rooms. One's a bedroom office thing. There was a lot of junk. We threw it over there in the pile. You can go through that later. But downstairs, there's like a whole basement section that was cut off from the rest of the basement of the house. If you want, we can give you a tour of the place, but like, if you don't care, we can just do whatever.
Yeah, maybe you could show us around after renovations are done, but
Okay.
is it possible to add in one of those hidden spaces another hidden space with, like, say, a hidden safe?
Like, you want an extra room with a safe, or just want a safe?
Like, to hide a safe in one of the hidden rooms.
A place for things that need safekeeping, and then a place for things that need even safer keeping in the room for safekeeping.
At that description, Wedge visibly looks like he's going cross-eyed.
A hidden safe space, yes.
Big's like, yeah, we can do that. Do you want it in the basement section or the bedroom section?
Probably the basement.
Basement, got it. Slaps Wedge again. Put that down. At this point, every time one of them slaps the other, they're looking more and more frustrated with each other.
I think if you refrained from slapping each other, you
Oh,
might.
that
Noxio's speaking. DFA slaps him upside the head.
Just kind of like just grumble out the rest of it. Just you might have a better relationship.
Elric's gonna laugh at.
I'm gonna ask because I feel I have to. Was it meant to be an unarmed strike or just a slap?
It's a slap.
Okay. I'm like, do I need to actually have you do an attack roll?
I was completely unexpecting it, so
The two of them look at each other. Oh no, ever since kids, mom never liked it, but it was the only way that things worked out. Otherwise, we would just go back and forth and just nothing get done. Think of it as like a reset.
I won't doubt your process.
Probably for the best. We don't doubt it. Oh, also, any preference on like decorating, or do you want to do that yourselves?
I think it'd be fun to maybe conceptualize it first, and then we can decide later. But as far as just making it habitable for now, sounds like the way we want to go.
Okay, good. That works. That works. I'm sure they told you it'd take us a couple weeks to get it all done. Did you want us to keep the junk that was inside, or do you want us to huck that too? Like, a lot of it's old. Real old.
I think we can toss the junk.
Cool.
Wait, which junk?
Both of them just like point to the pile of things that were in the house, but are now sorted between actual trash, broken furniture, and like assorted knickknacks that were in the house.
I think we should let the good people of the town go through the junk. It might be something useful for them. Oh, did you find a little town inside of the house?
The display thing?
Yes, I heard someone in the tavern mention it.
Yeah, it's still in there. It's in the study thing. It's kind of like stuck in there. You can't really remove it without taking it out of the floor. Did you want that gone? We can get rid of that.
No. Not unless someone else in town wanted it.
Just
Maybe
so you know, they're
fancy
talking,
people.
as you guys are all talking, Wedge is now holding a torch because you said get rid of the junk.
No.
He looks like he's ready to go set something on fire.
Wait, we need to.
That no was from my orange cat, not that orange cat.
Oh.
She's doing bad things. Ichigo, I'm going to turn you into a ghost type if you don't stop.
That's going to become the group's new threat. But no.
Sorry.
Wedge is holding a torch ready to go burn whatever you guys don't want, just to get rid of it.
I mean, do we feel like looking through it all? It's now in a pile, so I guess now would be the time to go through it.
I mean, we can always let the town go through it. I'm sure they would find something of sentiment.
Yeah, that's
what we might think.
Yeah, I don't think there's probably nothing really useful in there.
Plus, furniture can be restored after a certain point. I imagine someone might want it.
Unless you two want to take another dive into it.
Into the loot.
This loot may have tetanus.
Yeah, maybe not.
Splinter.
As that happens, like Biggs kind of gets the idea and gently tells Wedge to put the torch away, and Wedge kind of looks disappointed. I wanted to do something. Also, was there something specific you wanted to meet us for at the tavern?
Oh, just to tell you, someone was thinking of robbing the place.
Ah, okay. Well, thanks for that. Can't imagine who in town would want to rob us. especially because like most of the town works. Wedge gets really quiet. I bet it was.
How dare!
He's always given me shifty eyes.
That's just his eyes.
Like Wedge is like grumbling at the idea of Focus at the moment.
You see Hyacinth's ears like move back and forth, and they like if you could speak bunny ear, it would be offended and sad at the accusation towards Focus.
Wedge is one of those anyone who doesn't agree with him, he views as like a problem. So it's very clear that like him and Focus have like a unspoken one-way rivalry going, and Focus has no clue about it. Biggs is more the personable one. Also, what do we put like a name for this place? Like the original owners had their family name attached. Do you like want something for the place we could do?
I'm not decided at the moment.
Okay.
We can name the house.
Yeah, it's an older tradition. Rich people would name their homes. It's weird. Either like the family name, or they would call it something fancy, a little pretentious if you ask me. But hey, who's to say? I just get paid to make the place. Anyway, but yeah, if you want to name it, that's okay. Just let us know. And we'll like inscribe. And he starts like pantomiming inscribing on stone.
Okay.
Mate says, I wouldn't feel right about giving it a name without Corey here.
Yeah.
True. Yeah,
Okay.
I think we're gonna wait on all the personalization.
Okay. Wedge kind of just like furrows, but agrees. That's really it. We can head back to town and let you guys do what you guys were doing before we bumped into you.
Couple more points. Does anyone else have anything to say to them?
Dell does, but he's kind of waiting for a moment to ask to talk to. He wants to make his request when it's not in front of everybody, if that makes sense. But he also doesn't know how to achieve this, so he's just kind of awkwardly waiting on the edge to like grab one of them
Sure.
when most everyone's turned away.
Okay.
I think Moxie will probably just take that as a no at face value, and that way you can grab him when he's done. But anyone else?
I'm good.
Okay.
Okay. The Wedge is like he puts the torch out in the ground, just like starts hobbling off towards town, and Biggs bows very low and then says, we'll see you later. If you do have any more questions or input, we work during the day from sun up till sundown, and then you can grab us, or you can meet us at the tavern, whatever, and then he just like gets pulled by Wedge towards the tavern as he's just running out of things to say.
Fair enough.
And you can tell he's used to being pulled away like this, so he's not struggling. He's just like, okay, bye.
Having a freaking Dark Knight Rises, so that's what that feels like.
I think Dell's going to sort of. This boy does not have an ounce of subterfuge in his body. He's going to sort of like kick the ground a little bit as we all start walking back to the tower and be like, oh, I do have a question. And then he's just going to run ahead.
Okay.
Sorry, guy. He has a 10 for charisma. I did not give him deception. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do run to catch up with them. Let's see. Because you're good try keeping up with them, I would say really. I forgot there is no athletic skill. No, we'll just say you just run and catch up, no problem. You, as you run up and catch up with them, obviously the others are now confused to why you just bolted off without them. You startle the two Palico. I mean, the two Palico who just suddenly hear footprints behind them at that speed and go, "Oh, hi."
Hi, I'm sorry. I have a request, but I needed to ask you without people. Um, so you can put in new doors, right? Like on the bedrooms.
Yes.
Okay. For my door, I don't know if this is normal or anything, but it seems to be in the tavern, so I thought maybe. For my door, can the lock be on the inside where I can control it?
That's pretty standard. Did you want a specific type of lock?
There's more than one.
Well, there's latch hook, keyhole, there's deadbolt, and they start listing every type of lock you can have on a door.
Yeah. Um, Standard is okay.
Okay.
I just want it to be on the inside. I didn't know if that was normal.
No, that's pretty normal. You want on the outside too, or just the inside?
No, not on the outside. Don't you? Just the inside.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We can do that. Wedge
And
before Biggs can slap him, pulls up the notebook, starts writing that down.
can I have a window?
Yeah. All the bedrooms will have windows. That's how the. Yeah. We can do that.
Wow. Okay. Thank you. Sorry. That's all. Sorry. Thank you.
The two Palico exchange look of that was probably the oddest question we've ever been asked, but you know what? Not gonna complain. Yeah, no problem.
They're paying. We're getting paid. We don't care that much.
Yeah, more or less of the job's paid for. What the fuck do we care? He wants windows, he gets windows. Who the fuck cares? We'll give that bitch all the windows. Bitches love windows. With that, they scurry off a little ahead of you while you wait for the others now. And
yeah, he's legit just gonna wait and is having a moment of just I get to have all these things. Oh my gosh. He's legitimately just really excited about this.
as he should be. Once
Does
the
anyone
others
happen
catch
to have
up.
a oh sorry.
No, so
Does
once the
anyone
others
happen
catch
to have,
up, you
a
can
bag or a sack?
Oh god. I don't know if Icarus heard you.
No, there were two
Sorry.
voices
Yeah,
overlapping.
that was
What
my
happened?
But does anyone happen to have a bag or a sack?
To my knowledge, Icarus has their bag. Well, Dell has their bag because that's where the orb is.
Yeah, Dell has his bag around his shoulder bag, satchel, whatever you want to call it.
Scione has a pouch on her belt.
Yeah,
I think that's more along the lines of what I was looking for.
What do you need?
Just something to stick some coins in.
Oh yeah, she carries it on the left side.
Are you attached to it? Can I buy you another one?
Honestly, you could probably just take it and she wouldn't even notice.
I don't want to. I'm asking the group if I can have a sack.
You can take the belt pouch.
Okay. I take the belt pouch and I stick 20 gil in it.
20 gil?
20 gil.
Okay. DM is curious as to why, but okay. I don't know why, but knowing what you can do with gil, I'm is this gonna be a weapon one day?
I'm scared.
So why I'm asking if Mozzie is making a bomb or something.
No, my mind is is he making a landmine?
Oh my god.
It's a bottle cap mine.
That's what I was like. Is Moxio jerry rigging a landmine for someone? Okay.
Maybe.
So you have 20 gil in a pouch. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The group is now caught up with Dell, by the way, who's again chipper as can be because he's getting his own room and a window and locked door. All of you have no idea why he ran ahead, by the way.
He looks very happy by the time you catch up, and he's just waiting for everybody, just like.
Should we just tell Gale that we own the villa? He's going to find out. There's only one tavern in town, and it seems like those two go there very frequently. Everyone here seems to know that we now own it. I feel like we should just tell him.
I mean, maybe.
I mean, she has a point. They have a point.
Oh, I miss Corey.
Well, I mean, they did pull everything out of the manor or the villa, and then the ball was not there.
Mm-hmm.
So we could just tell him that.
That is true.
I think the one who can convince them of this is the one who should tell him about this.
Who's that?
Are you very convincing?
I can be.
You seem to be a little friendly with him
I
earlier.
not like that. But I could probably convince him. I think we have a mutual respect, if anything.
Sounds like a plan.
Could we convince him that maybe we knew ahead of time that we were getting this villa, and we might have hired the two on the side to look for the ball for us, since he was so interested in it?
I suppose we could.
We
I
play up
mean,
the fact that we were so exhausted after taking care of all of those bandits and being kidnapped, and we just play up that a little bit.
yeah, we could say that we didn't realize that they were already going through the house, and then like we just talked to the foreman about it, and they said that they even found the secret spaces and nothing.
And a broken door.
They had a broken door, so it seems like people had already been there.
Seems believable to me.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. If that's what you guys wish to do, we can head back to the tavern and you can play who can convince who of what better and all that. We can do that.
Alright.
Well, I'm pretty confident in my ability.
At least someone's confident. Okay, so you guys head back to town. You guys arrive at the tavern. As you guys reach, like, outside, just out front of it, Gale seems to be coming out of the tavern. He looks pretty tired. Clearly he's had his fill of food and drink, and with the tavern getting very full and rowdy, you can tell he's like, yeah, this is way too many people for me. I'm out. And he sees you as he's coming outside and goes, oh, I thought you did. When did you leave the tavern?
We didn't.
Visibly stunned by the retort, like, but you're outside. Okay, whatever. I was just heading to bed for the evening. Hopefully you're having a good evening.
It's questionable on whether or not it's good.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Did something happen?
Apparently we own the villa in question. And hold on. And it's already been ransacked. And the foremen and all the workers have already emptied out all of its contents, including the so-called hidden rooms.
Oh.
But they did leave things in piles.
There is a pile out there. However, they did not mention anything about any studded ball.
They just used the word knickknacks.
Junk.
Well, if you're the owners, well, I mean, that does. It solves your problem of having to go ransacking, I guess. Well, we shouldn't use ransack. That's not the correct. Would you mind if I happen to go up there and take a quick look at what's up there? If you own it, then.
I mean, if you end up finding it, you could always buy it off of us.
Oh,
It was in our villa.
Yeah, with that.
He looks at Hyacinth like, clever. I like that one. I do wish
to say, yeah, with that addendum, if you find it, you're paying us.
I do wish to pay you for your trouble because I did hire you and all, and apparently the work you were gonna do was done. But since it happened this way, I can only give you half if that's all right. 1,000 gil sound equitable for the trouble?
I think you should just keep us in mind for a job if you find your way back here.
It's funny you actually mentioned that, but that's we can discuss that another time. But again, if you're okay with that, I wouldn't mind going up there and checking the grounds if they cleaned out the place. I would be all right if that's something you will allow me.
I'm fine with that, but I think we should get 1,200 gil, and you can spend as much time looking through there. You could look through there all night long for all I care. And if you find it, so be it.
Just do mind the palicos whenever they go to work. They do have a job to do.
Because of your comment, roll a
bluff.
Yeah, roll a bluff.
Whose comment?
Mogzio's, because the whole you can go do it for all I care, because he's trying to convince him that there is no orb. It's not there.
Well, I mean, they already did all the looking. They said they found secret rooms.
But you also do know more than he does.
Yeah, I'm using luck.
Okay.
Oh no.
that first roll must have been great.
No. Oh, perfect. I got 2 higher for a natural 19, which is going to be 30.
Christ.
You're ridiculous.
Again, the perma DM is finally enjoying their role as player, as everyone can tell. You do convince him, and he's like, "I'll take you on your offer on the searching and all. How about 1,100? I do have to think of my own expenses. I do have to return to my employer if this doesn't go well.
I mean, you were going to have to return to your employer either way, and you were willing to offer 2,000.
Yes, that was on the hope that you would have found it. If you
1,000, and you give us a contact to your employer.
My employer doesn't work. I'm the public face of his enterprises. Many people don't. It's not for the best if you knew.
3,000 and I'll never talk to you again.
You're playing the long game there, Gale.
DFA, roll diplomacy for that one.
Would you consider this a business negotiation?
Yes. Why?
Don't worry about it.
Right.
$24.
There's a short laugh of you actually have the goal to say $3,000 and we'll never speak to you again. If you take the $3,000, I don't count out what you're asking. you'd be saying that you wouldn't want to take future jobs from me if I had them, correct? Or is that more we just don't know each other in public?
No, it's just me specifically.
Oh, just you. Looks to the rest of you. Is she that tiresome that $3,000 is a bill she would make?
That's
That
a
is a
private
question
deal.
for the other Moogle. Not
That's
the
a private
rest of us.
deal. That's between y'all.
Follow your best judgment.
He looks very baffled and just very carefully considering DFA's offer. Like, had I that amount, I would. Even if I had the amount, I wouldn't, in good conscience, think it was worth it. You can't be that troublesome that $3,000 just to make you go away would be what it is.
She just starts giggling, and it is the most unsettling giggle that he's probably heard in his life.
He actually kind of like stands up straighter and like looks to the others. So about that 1,100 instead of 12.
12 is just so much easier to split.
It agree it is, especially given that there is an even number of you, right? Wait.
What would it cost to have you translate something?
Translate.
And then only keep it between us. But in complete and total honesty.
What do you have that needs translating?
That depends.
Well, how much am I translating?
Well, if you wanted to keep a good relationship with us, knew how to keep a secret, wouldn't mind keeping something away from your employer, it would be a letter.
Just a letter? I'll do that for free. Like, not a lot. I could do that no problem. If I speak the language, that is.
But.
Okay, but.
It stays between us. And you must be truthful.
I mean, I don't see a problem with that. I could do that without problem. Sure. Again, I would do that for free. What's the language?
Tyson pulls the letter out of one of their pouches on their leg. The letter that is in Garuda. Gerudo?
Guado.
Gerudo
is Zelda.
Wrong language.
Wrong universe. Hyacinth took a multiverse travel. No one, don't worry about it.
Yes. Hyacinth had a lot of fun in that all-female country. Yes, in Guado. Hyacinth pulls out that letter that was on Issa's desk.
Have you handed it to him, or are you just holding it out in front of him?
Just holding it.
He glances. It obviously I can't see from. It looks to be in Guado. Don't mind translating. Would you get it done now, or would you like me to do it later?
Oh, this doesn't leave my sight. But I just need to know that you won't pay us, go back on that ship, and then pay someone else to come and kill us.
My line of work isn't murder. Acquisition and public relations.
You're gonna pay someone to come and rob us blind?
Exactly.
If I want... He pulls back for a moment. I wouldn't be offering you future work if I was just going to rob. That's not good business.
Oh, come now. It wouldn't be the first time it's happened to me.
Who do you work with?
Probably not the last.
People you work with.
That's awful.
Well, who do you work with?
Fair point. But again, I can read the letter now if you wish, or we can do this tomorrow.
I sense motive him to see if
I would like to do that too.
If he recognizes the letter, like if he's like playing it off like he, because I still think he's the one that wrote it.
Okay, you guys can both do sense motive. either individually or one can assist the other.
What is your modifier on sense motive?
Mine's only 4, I think.
I'll just give you advantage.
Oh, okay.
Question.
Yes.
What kind of shoes is he wearing?
Leather thigh-high boots. With a
Think it-
Are they
slight
the
heel.
pull-on kind?
What?
Or are they like pull-on? Or
Yes.
are they lace up or what?
They're pull-ons. What the fuck are you planning?
Don't worry
Dirty
about
20.
it.
30-20?
Yeah, dirty 20.
The trip hazards are being trip hazards.
Yeah, I can tell. Between the bag of money and the boot question, this is becoming a concern of what the trip hazards are up to. The two of you notice he's a little cagier than normal. From what he gleaned of the letter, you can tell he seems a little eager to know what it says, but only because he doesn't know right off the bat what it is, because you didn't let him read it, you just showed him a letter in Guado.
Okay, but it doesn't look like he's he didn't glance at it and then not look at it again.
No, he's
He already knows.
No, he's trying to tell what it is. And again, that's coming from some of the caginess. But you also had DFA's offer. You also had what you got, the haggling. Like, his caginess could be a
There's
mixture
a
of
lot going
things.
on.
Yeah. So but you are aware that he is cagier than normal.
Okay.
To translate this for us, you don't tell anyone else but us what the contents of this letter are.
Of course.
If we find out that you did, then we are liable to stab you.
At that, his eyes kind of widen, whoa, we just
You would live.
Escalate some levels.
I know how to stab someone and make sure that they either enjoy it or live.
At the phrase "enjoy it," he actually visibly gets a little paler.
I think Dell says it out loud, just why do people enjoy that?
Don't judge other people's pleasures, Del.
Nonchalant.
So, you pay us the 1,000 gold, half of what you offered before. You go back to your employer and you tell them that we searched for it and it was not found. You do not tell them that we own the villa, nor that you did not pay us the whole 2,000 gold. So then you can keep the other 1,000. And you translate this for us. Deal? And Hyacinth looks at Moxio. Does that sound fair? Is basically the look.
That
Moxio shrug nods.
Shrug nod.
Gale gives a look of my only addendum. You take my next job without question.
Is it hurting people?
Think of it more as preventing future people from getting.
Oh, that's not better.
Are these people going to be hurt by you if we don't take it?
If you don't take it, I can't 100% ensure what the next employee will do. I can only ask them to handle the problem.
We won't have you translate the letter. And Hyacinth puts the letter back in the pocket. Just 1,000 gold. You can look through the knickknacks and piles and things in the villa. Mind the Palcos, and we'll go about our separate ways, and you'll offer us the job as you offered us this one with information.
Hold on. So wait, are you agreeing to his addendum, or are you going back to what you?
No, I'm pulling the whole letter translation and then him not telling his boss off the table.
Okay, you're pulling that off the table. Okay, just want to make sure I didn't
because Hyacinth
lose
doesn't
it.
want to endanger somebody.
Well, no. What he was trying to say was, if you do it, you can handle it. Whatever works for you. If they had to hire someone else, someone may get hurt.
Oh.
because who they hire may be more violent than you are.
I mean, someone killed a man by squishing bowls. I don't know if
He doesn't
more
know
violence
that.
is out there.
Remember, all he knows is that you guys just handled the bandit problem.
True. Magzio?
I don't like not having agency. So I wouldn't want to just be told what my next mission is. Like, and we don't have any regular. I mean, if I was gonna say, if I was gonna say that out loud, that's pretty much what he'd leave it at.
I'm the same way. I don't like not knowing.
I can give
all
you more
the details.
context if you wish. He looks to all of you like, if any of you wish for more context, I can share some.
Well, my deal's where it stands. The whole letter issue I can leave up to Hyacinth, and I'm gonna walk in the bar.
Okay.
DFI follows him.
I think we'll just take half payment, and you can go about your night.
As the trip hazards walk by, Gale has a look of like that one point me like looking at DFA's like that one's odd.
She whips her head around and she puts her hand to her face and points back at him like, I'm watching you.
Are you doing a water tribe moment?
Always.
Okay, for my visual that helped. All right, so Hyacinth, you said you were going to do what?
Oh, I was just going to say that we will take the half payment.
Okay, so you're staying with what the last thing you said was? Okay.
Yeah, we'll take the 1,000.
Yep. So that he can go root through the piles.
He can go root through the piles.
All right. What about Del and Elric? What do you two have to input?
Yeah, nothing to say. I'm going to follow Magzio into the tavern.
Okay, as you go inside, and Gale's reaching into his pockets, he goes, I guess I'll have to find someone else to handle the bird problem I have. He hands Hyacinth 1,000 gil. And
or you can come back tomorrow and we can discuss it over breakfast when our other member comes back.
I'll keep that in mind. Since
you're down one pretty face.
I noticed that. Are they all right?
Oh, we're just taking a walk. Sometimes you need something to clear your mind.
Yes, I
get into a little good trouble instead of the bad trouble.
I understand very well. But yes, if we don't do business again, I will definitely have someone else handle my bird problem. Looks to Elric specifically, and kind of like gives a not a long stare, but a calculating one.
Do I notice this?
He's making eye contact with you because you're heading towards the tavern, so he looks at you as you walk forward.
Mm-hmm. Hey, kitty.
Yes, I do hear the chirping too. I'm like, okay, which cat is it?
It is mine.
Tell me, when's the last time you've heard from the Robin?
How do you know the Robin?
He's currently my issue. She's been causing a bit of violent upheaval and problems in Pythia Peninsula. I need someone to settle things down.
She's causing trouble for whom? Exactly.
From the information I have, it's of everyone. My information is obviously secondhand, so if you took the job, you can find out yourselves and determine how to handle it. I just need the trouble to stop. But again, we can discuss this more tomorrow if you wish with your other member. I don't wish to make the decision hastily.
Yeah, we'll talk more tomorrow.
Fair enough. Just know, so you can discuss amongst yourselves. This job, I won't be paying. Employer would. The income would be double what the job I offered you. So you'd be looking at $4,000 to handle this problem if you. With that, he bids you all good night and walks off. Very confidently away from the last three of you.
Well, with a slightly puzzled look, Oric's gonna walk into the bar.
Okay. Del, you're the last one. You have any last minute things before you head inside as well?
I don't think so. I think
Okay.
he's just gonna head on in. Currently, just sort of like people like getting stabbed. He's gonna mull that over for a while.
Okay.
Oh no.
What?
Just that whole concept.
I mean, it's a fair thing to be like, wait, what? Now that you're inside, do you plan on doing anything tonight, or are you just gonna be like, everyone's gonna go up to bed for the evening?
Separate out the payment.
Okay, so yeah, divide the 1,000 amongst.
We get 166 each.
Okay.
Thanks someone for doing the math, because I'm like, I
'Twas me and my handy dandy calculator.
That was including Corey, right?
Yes, that was including Corey.
Okay, so somebody be sure to write that down so we can Corey next week, or just put it in the handy dandy notebook like we've been doing everything else. But no, now that you guys are back in the tavern, do you guys wish to go straight to bed or stay up for a bit and do anything else?
I have business, but I'll go last.
Okay. Yep. I think I know what you want to do.
I was gonna say I would have probably talked to them about this whole Robin situation, but we should probably wait until Corey's with the group.
Okay, that's fair. You can you're gonna hold on to that for the evening.
I'm gonna hold on to the info, yeah.
Okay. Hyacinth, what about you?
Alcohol.
Fair. EFA?
Alcohol.
Okay. Del.
I think he'll be watching them drink. He can't really drink all that. Like he can't have like a drinking contest amount of drinking on his own, but he'll watch other people.
Okay. If just to make sure, Moggsy, the thing you have business wise is what I think it is?
No, not yet.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. Then we will get to you. What is the business you wish to do?
I want to make a quick stop with Biggs and Wedge.
Okay.
Assuming you're there.
Yep, they are at a table in the tavern, currently stuffing their faces with dinner and mead. So you can approach them and discuss as you will.
Yeah. Just stop by and be like, gentlemen, I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but I just want to say it was a pleasure meeting you, and I'll put the pouch with the 20 gil on the table. Just be like, I just wanted to pay for your meals and your drinks for the night, and then there's some extra to buy lunch for the crew.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Biggs says, and Wedge is just like, takes the pouch, shakes it a bit to know how much is inside. Yeah, what with a mouthful trying to say thanks. Biggs
will just kind of squint a little bit and be like, you're welcome.
Biggs will be like, as we mentioned, if you need us, you know where we are. We'll try to get things done sooner than expected. I can only imagine staying here must be like less than ideal compared to having a home. And because of that perfectly timed chirp, he will chirp after that. Thank you, Ichigo, for providing a chirp. I wish I could chirp that well.
# immersion. What was I going to say? Moxie would just say something along the lines of like, "Oh God, he's attacking." Just like it'll get done when it gets done. But thank you for your haste.
Yes, of course. No problem. Have a lovely evening, by the way.
You
And
too?
he'll just chirp again and go back to his food.
Yeah, I'll move on after that. After that, I'll probably I'll probably go up to the room.
Okay. Hyacinth and DFA, because you're drinking, that'll cost you. Jonas is going to only charge you 1 gil per drink, so I'm also going to assume you guys are going to be like just sticking to the bar.
Hyacinth's going to sit wherever the others are sitting.
Okay.
DFA is going to take hers up to her room.
Okay. So DFA goes up to the room with Moxio. Hyacinth stays down at a table. If Elric is staying at a table with Dell.
Yeah, I'll hang out with Del.
Okay. Do you three have anything specific you'd like to do before heading off to bed? Besides the drinking?
Drinking, explaining different flowers to Dell.
Okay.
I'm just taking it. Elric's just taking it all in.
Okay. You're also probably still a bit like, rattled by that comment earlier, so you're like, I'm just gonna drink and listen.
Hyacinth explains why some people might find being poked with sharp objects pleasurable. Due to nerve sensations, pressure points, brain chemistry, nonsense like that.
That was a poor boy.
And the most... Well, they want to do it in the most, matter of fact, but, someone who wants to sound very scientific but knows nothing about science.
For that, roll straight charisma. Just to see if, you are convincing enough for Del to be like, wait, that makes sense or not.
There's nothing straight about this charisma, but okay.
Also, Del, roll intelligence.
Oh boy.
So am I adding anything to this charisma?
No, just your modifier.
Okay. I got a 21.
Okay.
Ow, that's my leg, ma'am.
I got a dirty 20.
You don't know enough, Del, to know about this, so Hyacinth's convincing enough where you're just like, okay, that makes sense. Yep, okay. There's not a thought in your head to counter it. You have no knowledge to back up countering it.
Exactly. Just like, well, sure, yep. You're saying this with some conviction, so clearly it must be true.
Also,
although please don't ever do that to me.
I was going to say, yeah, you come to your own conclusions whether or not this sounds like something you would appreciate or not. But after all that, after lengthy discussion, the three of you decide eventually to head up to bed. And once you do, everyone's going to lay down in their rooms for resting. I'm going to... If Mogsio wants to do this, is this when you want to do what we discussed?
I mean, once everyone's asleep, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, yeah, once everyone heads up to bed. I'm going to need everyone but Mogsio to deafen.
Yep.
Okay, this is where Mogsio dies. How do you want to die?
Gloriously.
He blew up the entire tavern with Gil. So I'm assuming you want to sneak into Dell's room?
I thought that Del was staying with us.
Just for that night, he was in your room.
Do we want to ask him real quick?
Yeah, I'll ask really quick. Disturb. Are you still in Mogsio and DFA's room, or are you going back to your room?
He'll probably go back to his room, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Back to the void. Okay, now we have that answer.
Okay, well, that makes this harder.
I mean,
I mean, marginally. Luckily, I'm equipped for it. So
I'll say, yeah, with your stats, this is like, oh no, I have to try versus, oh, I don't have to try.
yeah. Okay.
All right,
Well,
so
I mean, I'll make my way quietly to Dell's room, I guess.
okay. You will have to roll a stealth just to determine.
Yep. God, I haven't used. I might as well just use all three because I imagine there's going to be like 3 checks, so I might as well just use all 3
Okay.
with luck.
All right. So just do a stealth the first time.
Let's see. I'm 14 out of 15, so that's going to be 15 is 27.
Okay. You're able to get into Dell's room without a problem. The door, it's locked, but not in a way that's like, oh, this is going to be a challenge. It's a basic lock at a tavern, so you're able to pick it without any issue.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say I rolled a 24 to pick it if that helps.
Okay, yeah, you get in without. It's literally a click. Oh, and inside, Dell's asleep, facing the wall away from you. I'm assuming you're gonna search for the bag.
Yes.
Okay. Perception. This you don't need to worry about. This is just a basic like looking for the gear bag.
19.
Yeah. It doesn't take long to find it. It's at the foot of the bed, hanging off the bedpost. And thankfully not attached to Dell at all.
Yes. I will probably just attempt to grab the orb through the bag to like make as little noise as possible.
Yep.
Just so I can like attempt to activate it.
Okay.
And like be quiet.
Oh, so like just reach your hands in and touch?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, you do that, no problem. Almost immediately after touching, your vision goes away. Like you are now in a black void. Takes a few minutes. Your hearing seems muffled as if you're like hearing everything through soundproof walls. And after a minute, your vision and sound return, but you're no longer in the room with Dell. You're now surrounded by mirrors, all 360. Each mirror shows a different version of you. One is a child version, one is an old Moogle version, one is as you are now, one of them is battered and bloody from fighting, one of them is sitting on a pile of gold. Like you see many, many different variations of what you could look like at any given point.
Okay.
Do you wish to do anything while you're looking, or are you just gonna like let go of the?
I mean, so I just see all that, and do I see like anything with like actual like action happening, or is it mainly just different stages of me?
It's different stages. Some of them, based on how you're looking, they aren't so much stages; they're possibilities. Again, the one of you sitting on like the pile of gold isn't dressed as you are. They're dressed in finer clothing, and they look like what would happen if you had untold riches, kind of thing.
Got you.
Like you're able to discern just from looking. These mirrors are showing possibilities as well as where you were.
All right. If I reach out a little bit, do I actually like reach out?
You do, and as you get close to the one directly in front of you, the mirrors seem to pull away from you so that you can't touch it.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to fully extend my arm towards the one of me battered and bloody.
Okay.
Does it like go even farther out?
It stays just out of hand's reach no matter how far you move. But the more you do it, the more you hear, again, very muffled as if behind like a soundproof wall, screaming, shouting, different voices, many of them panicked, many of them in pain. And you're assuming, again, based on just context, that the sound is correlated to the visual.
Okay. I'm gonna I don't even know what kind of like how it would like feel, but I'm just gonna try to run as fast as I can and even try to use my wings to try to reach it.
That same image?
Uh-huh.
Okay, you do. The more you do, again, the mirror is staying just ahead of you until it stops right before you do. And as you do, you hear just familiar enough where you know you've heard the voice before, but you don't know where, saying, "What was lost must be earned, but you must follow the orb to determine if you are worthy." And then the mirror, as well as all the other ones that you could see from where you are, go back to just the version of you that you are now.
Okay.
And as that happens, the visions around you start to dissolve and dissipate, and you find yourself back in the room.
All right. I will kind of like quietly sigh and just kind of let my nubbins off of the orb and just quietly go back out. Make sure I lock the door on the way out.
Okay. So you're good for everything?
Yeah.
Okay. Return from the void.
Kill.
For the record, Moxie did not blow up the tavern.
Tried.
Good to know. Good to know.
He's gonna use that bomb.
The bomb was placed under one of your beds. Roll for perception.
Oh no.
But yes, also just because I feel like being that person, since the rest of you that are coming back have touched the orb, I would like all of you to do a wisdom roll.
Wisdom roll.
Yeah. Hyacinth, did you hear what I said as I said it, or were you not back yet?
I was not back yet.
Since those of you who touched the orb last week, I need you, since you're sleeping, to do a wisdom roll as you sleep.
Oh no.
Nat 20.
1.
Nat 20.
Oh my god.
I got 21.
Okay, so we got a 20, we got a 1.
I got 21.
Oh, 21?
Wait,
okay.
Are we adding the modifier?
Yes.
Then 21, yeah.
Okay, 21.
22.
22, okay.
So this is a wisdom roll?
Yep, with the modifier.
Okay. 18.
Okay, DFA, you have to, in your sleep, you rehear what you heard the first time you touched the orb as you sleep, and it replays over and over.
So a normal night.
Yeah, the rest of you have happy dreams and, you know, nothing out of the creepy ordinary.
Okay.
And that's all I had. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much the end of the session. We will pick up in the morning when you guys all find out where Corey went, as well as what to do with what Gale has proposed.
Corey got a pit fighting side quest is what happened.
Plot twist, Corey's actually just like beating the shit out of trees in the woods.
Corey comes back 3 levels higher than the rest of us.
I was punching rocks till I leveled up. What's leveling up? Don't worry about it. What? Huh?
Figure of speech.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's the session.
Cool.
Sweet.
If just because you guys all curious, in the morning, Mogsia will determine if what happened is discussed or not. That'll be up to Mogsia.
All right.
Enjoy wondering.
Wow.
Trauma,
is he up to?
probably.
Is it
Sorry, I'm
trauma?
just gonna go accost him after this.
As a DM, I say don't bother the player, but as the fact that you two are married, I can't stop you, really.
I think that's in your wedding vows, isn't it?
A costume.
Yeah, something about like anything the DM tells you you can't keep from me, blah blah blah.
I'm sure that's how Travis and Laura are.
Yeah, it's got to be in there. It's in the vows somewhere. To the audience, hopefully you guys enjoyed tonight's session. We will be back next time. We will pick up where we left off, and have a lovely week. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.